On behalf of the City of Greensboro, I welcome and thank you for joining us today in celebrating this exciting grand opening of our newest amenity here at Barber Park, the Barber Park Event Center and Ruth Wicker Tribute to Women, and to celebrate and recognize the inaugural 2019 class of honorees featured in the tribute space. My name is Anasha McCray, and it is my absolute honor to serve as the Director of Greensboro's Parks and Recreation Department and to kick off this auspicious occasion. As we start the program, I would first like to recognize and thank our elected officials and dignitaries for joining us today for this occasion. And that includes representatives from the North Carolina General Assembly, the House and Senate, our Greensboro City Council, Guilford County Board of Commissioners, Guilford County Board of Education, Greensboro Parks and Recreation Commission, the Commission for the Status of Women, and our city management team. We appreciate you for taking the time to be here today and for celebrating with us today. So we have a short program for you today, and some speakers to come as a part of that program will share more with you about the significance of this center and the Ruth Wicker Tribute to Women and what this facility means for the Greensboro community and for our state. But before you hear from them, many of you may be wondering, what in the world does a tribute to women have to do with Parks and Recreation? And I know that because we in Parks and Recreation have asked ourselves that exact same question since this whole project started in 2008. But the answer is actually very simple. The Parks and Recreation Department is committed to transforming lives and bettering the Greensboro community in innovative, bold, and extraordinary ways. And so for our city leadership and the estate of Mrs. Ruth Wicker, this was the perfect setting and the venue to fulfill Ms. Wicker's vision of creating a dedicated space to honor extraordinary women that have contributed to Greensboro's legacy. Through her vision and the generosity that she displayed, the support of our city leadership, the Greensboro residents, and of the communities adjacent to Barber Park, and through the creative talents of local architect Sherman Otta and her team, we are sitting in the first ever, one-of-a-kind exhibition honoring women that exists nowhere else in this city, and in fact, nowhere else in this state. And I am claiming that title until somebody else proves me otherwise. So continuing on with our program, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce our first two speakers, our esteemed Mayor Nancy Vaughan, followed by City Council District 1 Representative Sharon Hightower. And regrettably, our mayor could not physically be here today with us, but I am proud to say that she has finally figured out how to be in two places in one time, and she has prepared a very special video message for us.
Good afternoon. I am Mayor Nancy Vaughan, and it is my pleasure to be able to welcome you to this wonderful occasion on behalf of your City Council. I'm disappointed that I'm not able to be there in person, but I'm thrilled to at least to be able to be there by video. As I was driving up to the building today, I was able to see it free of cars and people, and I was struck by the absolute beauty of the building. And I know that Ruth and her family must be so thrilled by how pretty this building is and the legacy that it means to her and her family. We are very pleased that she was able to start this building off and that the city was able to kick in the extra money that it took to be able to finish this beautiful building. You know, this memorial to women is the first in the state and one of only few in the country that memorializes women. I don't know if Ruth had any idea that the city council at this point in time would be comprised of 8 women and 1 very strong man. I think the timing of that is kind of interesting. I wish I could be there today, and I know that you are going to enjoy all the festivities. This building is going to mean a lot to this neighborhood, and I'm sure that Sharon Hightower is going to talk an awful lot about that. I look forward to seeing you in this building in weeks to come. I know that this is a great addition not only to this neighborhood, to East Greensboro, but to our city. Thank you, and enjoy your time.
when we talk about East Greensboro, we know the hidden jewel that Barber Park has been for many years. Those of you who live in the neighborhood and live around Barber Park, like I have for 22 years, know the love we have for this place and know what it has always offered to this community. And yeah, it's a regional park, but it's our regional park. We claim it. And so now others will begin to see the absolute hidden jewel that is Barber Park. Because not only will they come over and see this fabulous tribute, and I say tribute too because out of our 35 honorees, 17 are living honorees, and they are here with us today. So let's give them a round. You know, like old people say, give me my flowers while I live. Today we give you your flowers. And so others across the city will be able to come in this space and see the tribute to all the women that have made Greensboro great. Because right now we focus on them and the contributions they have made to this city and this community. And so people from across the city, they're going to come here and they're going to see it and they're going to want to stay over here. They're not going to want to leave, and that's exactly what we want. We want you all to, because we are all one community. We have our differences. We are diverse, but yet we are one and the same.
We are sincerely grateful to the family of Ruth Wicker and to the city of Greensboro for erecting this significant building in Southeast Greensboro, the Barber Park Event Center. I want to thank the committee that has worked more than 10 years, I understand, to create reality from the dream of Ruth Wicker, to create a place where women are celebrated, the first of its kind in the state of North Carolina. And so it is befitting that as tourists and citizens of our great state enter Greensboro from the east, they are awed with the first nanoscience campus, the historic Hayes Taylor YMCA, and now a first community center that honors women. And so we are proud of this facility. Councilwoman Hightower and the city of Greensboro, Mayor who's not here, and all of you who have made this possible. I want to thank Ruth Wicker for her vision. Not only do women rock the cradle of future leaders that rule our world, but they create a vision, and they have the fortitude and the fire to make our nation a better place where everyone is an equal and everyone has the opportunity to soar. A woman was the reason we now have equal rights for women. Some of you know her. You know of her name, abolitionist Sojourner Truth, who said at the Women's Convention in 1800, if the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all along, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. So today, we thank Ruth Wicker and the city of Greensboro for building a historic place that in years to come, all will know that in the city of Greensboro, women, yes, women, helped to turn this city, state, and nation on its right side again.
Throughout our history, women have had to fight, push, and outsmart their way to have a seat at the decision-making table. But when they do, they have sought out to change the world, a better world, where we recognize the intellect, the strength, the compassion, the courage that is shared in this community. Like Greensboro, we celebrate, or they celebrate, diversity, beauty, our opportunities. And Greensboro has become a better place as a result. People like Vaughan Johnson, Carolyn Allen, so many of you in this room. You have laid a foundation for us, and I thank you for that. Before I leave this podium, it's really important to mention something. This staff will not say this to you because they're very humble. This happened with Parks and Recreation because Parks and Recreation is a friend to the community. Parks and Recreation does more than athletics. They do more than environmental education. They do more than natural resource protection. Last year alone in this community, Parks and Recreation created over $53 million worth of economic impact. Yeah. They have 23 construction projects going on right now. They saw almost 4 million visits last year. That's why Parks and Recreation. And I want to thank you for what you've done. Lastly, I want to say this facility was a vision a long time coming. This park was a vision a long time coming. And I'm looking at my council right now because you know this. Gateway Gardens was a vision a long time coming. It's a lot of great partners. The Gateway Research Center across the street. This is an innovation area. This corridor has become an innovation corridor. And today you will see things that embody that. This is something to be proud of. And when I hear we want Greensboro to be bold, as we always have been, today is no exception. We are bold today. This is the first tribute to women of its kind, and I am really proud of you all of you, for what you've done here today, and I thank you for that.
We live in a society where it is rare to find a woman's name on a public building. Our friend Shirley Fry is on a private building. So I say public like in government. Or a place designed specifically to highlight our contributions and our leadership abilities. A prominent example that I must not leave out is the loss of the building dedicated to Dorothy Barber, one of our honorees today. We have our voice women, so you know what to say to the city council about that. So it is significant that we recognize women from all walks of life with this facility. It's significant, as you've already heard, what it means to have it in our community. And I beat you, Sharon. I live only half a block away, and I've been here 54 years. But we all look forward to adding many other women's names to the list over the ensuing years. The work of women is to be celebrated, and maybe this be the day where it begins to happen in a different way, and it's a continuous celebration where we will show gratitude in a timeless manner for all that women do to make this world a better place.
So it's an honor to stand here today. In the work that we did, I want to say we had men at the table who were key stakeholders and were involved in the discussion, and there were various groups that you will see that they have been placed in. And there could have been so many other accolades that we could have given them. So you will see that there are women who are being honored for leadership, for their ambition, for their creativity, for their ability to empower and inspire. And most of them could fit in just about every category. The one thing I will say is the mission for the Commission on the Status of Women has been to improve the lives of women in Greensboro. But I know that we're not the only ones who have improved the lives of women in Greensboro, and you all are a testament to that. And so thank you for allowing me to be a part, and I hope to continue to follow in many of your footsteps.
She knew what she wanted, and she went for it. She tried to influence, put pressure on things that she thought were worthwhile. And some people listened to her. Some people just cut her off. It's like, oh, that's Ruth again, But she really was. I'm sorry, that's how she was. I know that. I couldn't change her, But she was loved and she did a good job, and I think it's a wonderful thing. So.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The tribute to him, the Ruth Wicker tribute to him in Greensboro is officially open.